kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited. Quality you can trust.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility, situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers here on IBN Channel 8, coming to you live from the studios of IBN located at number 61 Bamboo Main Road, Bamboo number 2. Of course, this program is aired every single Wednesday evening and I'm your host, Injan Ishmael. It's a pleasure being in your company, and of course to those of you who are going through the trials and tribulation with COVID and other health issues, our prayers are with you. We have never seen a situation like this before, and, what is happening is unprecedented, and, Facebook has now become, the place for funerals now. So many funerals are being carried live. Things that were normally private, where people, would try to keep their funerals and within family members, it's now going out to members of the public. Right, so guys in studio, I'm still hearing you. Right, so yeah, they accidentally left on their mic. So what's happening is that basically let's start the program rolling. Of course, let's welcome our first sponsor. And our first sponsor is Tile Expression. And to Tile Expression, of course, remember they're closing off for the holidays. So you can take advantage and try and get what you want before they close off. I think, if I'm not wrong, Friday is supposed to be Friday or Saturday is supposed to be the last day, but I stand to correction on that. You could always call that number because they normally break for holidays. So give them a buzz and find out, because you don't want to realize that when they are closed for the holidays, that you need something. So go down there and buy things even that you don't need. All right, so let's get rolling with the slides, guys. Let me just say a special hello to our family there. And of course, you know, every single week we have people who you know, their families. And this is Shamir and Mala Mohammed. And it's coming from their 3 children, Anisha, Keisha, Amir, Jesse. And wishing them all the best on the anniversary. The anniversary was on the 12th of December. And of course, that's dad, that's son. And of course, that's dad there in the middle. And of course, I see boss man himself with the red shirt there on the left-hand side. All right, so all the best to you folks on your anniversary. Let's go again, guys. This gentleman, you see this gentleman there and that young lady next to him there? That gentleman, I would like to compliment that gentleman. Because you know why? He got into an accident and damaged his arm and he's on his way to recovery. But that young lady there, you know, that young lady, this is not his daughter, by the way, but the love that is shared between the two of them is unbelievable. I saw this young lady feeding him. But what is even more interesting is a video in which I'm about to show you. Take a look at this video with that same young lady. She came to Baraka Grounds with her piggy bank. And she said that I want to help in the hospital because I want to be part of that project. So therefore, this young lady took, and that piggy bank only had hundreds in it. So I don't know who is spoiling her that bad, but it looked like if all are adopting children, I am willing to be adopted too. So therefore, she emptied out. She came to give 3, and she said, nah, she have to give another one. And of course, she gave an extra one and made it $400 for this child. And this is the things that we are seeing where young children are being part and parcel of this whole thing that we're doing, this whole project that we're doing. But just to give you an update on our pledges, right, my guys will pull up that just now. $385,000 was pledged, $102,000 received so far. Now, the problem is that a lot of people want to meet with me. And unfortunately, because of the situation with COVID, I am trying not to meet with everybody. And I apologize for that because, as I said before, we had 2-3 members of our staff tested positive for COVID. Well, they went through the quarantine period. They have recovered, thank God. They were not vaccinated. They took the necessary, and they came out within 24 hours to 48 hours back to normal. And then another one of my staff members now, within the station here, he tested positive as well. And of course, he's on his way to recovery as well. So therefore, thank God the people around us are doing well. And of course, my good friend Randy Ali from Komoto, he tested positive. His wife tested positive. And they're doing well. And the fact is that he's not vaccinated and she's not vaccinated. And both of them doing well. They're hitting the ivermectin and other things. And like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't proclaim to be a doctor. I don't prescribe anything except common sense. Right? Remember, for medical purposes, you need to consult with a physician. And they will, of course, guide you accordingly unless they are sold to the state, of which we are finding many are. All right? So, again, just to let you know, guys, can I get that pledge back up again? Right. So for those of you who pledged, we got 385,000 pledged, so 102,000 was received. So for those of you who pledged, right, I will be at Baraka Grounds on Friday evening, Saturday evening, and Sunday evening. So you can check me out after 6, between 6 and 9 p.m. So you can meet me there. And then also, remember, within the Muslim community, part of our belief is if you have parents who passed away, you could actually pay something towards this, and this will be ongoing blessings for your parents. This is our belief in terms of Sadqatul Jariyah. So remember, if you have parents who have passed away, this will continue to work for them. And, you know, this is why, I don't want to give away my blessings, but the fact is that for me, this is definitely something that I am looking at in terms of my parents being part of this and being able to, even though they have gone, you know, the benefits would be derived for them. And that is something every young son or daughter should be looking to do, to invest for your parents. All right, so let's go to the other slide, guys. Missing from the, I believe it's the Belmont area. And of course, you could contact 367-1399 or police if you have any information. Right, so let's put back that again one more time, please, guys. Right, so anyone seeing this young lady, anywhere, Trinidad, Tobago, wherever, please contact the police. Of course, don't try and do anything to get yourself in danger. Contact the police or the number there, and they will organize and put things in place. All right, let's go again. Moving at speed tonight. Last week I mentioned, oh God, last week I mentioned that this was going to happen. Last week I mentioned that there will be an increase in cement prices. Even though cement, the input for cement is 90%, TCL decided that, okay, fine, Rockard is out of the industry now, time to raise the price of blocks, time to raise the price of ready mix, because all that is going, all the input for many of these companies, part of the majority input is cement. So the fact is that ready mix is going to raise, this is going to raise, that is going to raise, but say what? Everything done on the rise already, so might as well chukwimiai, because the government decided to starve Rockard, they decided to squeeze Rockard out of the market, and now we have to suffer. But what I gotta tell you, great is the PNM, that is what we're talking about. Let's go again. Can something like this be a reality for Trinidad? Personally, I doubt it. You see what the PDP did in Tobago? I don't think this could happen in Trinidad, because let me tell you what will happen. Could you imagine a party in Trinidad and 41 of the people going up are African descent? It have Indian people who in this country go mad. They go want to chop. They go want to chop. Because let me tell you, I come from an Indian family. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Sadly, Indians are some of the most racist people that you could ever find. Not all, some. And you putting up 41 members of anybody, you will find here happening, except if you put 41 Indians. If you put 41 Indians, they wouldn't have a problem. But you see 41 Africans, boy, here happen, like I tell you, someone go tisic, they'll get dotish. And that is why that model will not work in Trinidad. Because you know why? You're going to hear some chupidi bowling. Well, how come they only have African in that party? How come it don't have nobody from we religion? How come it don't have nobody from we area? How come it don't have this and that? And this is where the problem starts. Because in Trinidad, sadly, we are small-minded. In Tobago, it's 99% Africans voting for Africans. So therefore, there's no race factor involved. In Trinidad, because we are so divided, because we are so polarized, it's going to be a problem. Because the fact is that is how it works. It has worked so for the longest while. The PNM appealed to their crowd. The UNC appealed to their crowd. Even if you have two donkeys on the top, people will still vote for them based on the fact that they are my religion, based on the fact that they are my ethnicity, and I don't care what you say. Hard luck. They could promise anything, I don't care. And that is the stupidity of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, whether we like it or not. Of course, let's welcome Neil Schultz to this segment, the #1 supplier of parts for European vehicles. Remember, for those of you who drive Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Volvo, those vehicles that come from the European end of things, whether it is your vehicle is a German brand vehicle, some of it comes out of the UK, all you have to do is contact Neil Schultz and they will fix up with genuine parts, replacement parts, body, electrical or mechanical, you name it, and they will fix you up. Let's go to the other slide, guys. 2 Spanish held with drugs. Well, I was supposed to put a space there, but I didn't. That's my fault. After chase on U Beach, I was writing that with speed, I do apologize. Which driving school facilitated the payment of bribes for their driver's permit? That is the question here. We were told that one of the persons there had a driver's permit. Where did they get that driver's permit from? And which was the driving school? Because here what happening, there are 3 driving schools, and I should name them, which have a bad habit of taking bribes for passing drivers, giving people driver's permit, and 2 for their links with senior people in licensing office for driver's permit. So which is the driving school? Maybe I might tell a little later today or next week. Because it have 3 of them, like I tell you, the kingpins when it comes to these things. Because time to expose these fellas and them or expose the recordings that I have. Let's go again, guys. Dr. Richard Henry resigned as yet. Is she still involved with the Muslim Women's Association? And that is a question I want to ask still because I've not heard anything from the Muslim Women's Association, whom I was told she's a member of that group, right? This is Orrin Gordon, who was the man, was the editor of The Guardian at one time, right? And what he's saying, and it makes no sense, right? One of the primary tasks of a board is maximizing shareholder value through ensuring increased profitability. In the case of Angostura, it does so by selling as much of its product as possible, including its rums. That's fine. It's what companies do. But doctors have to treat ailments and medical conditions caused by alcoholism. And even though liquor manufacturers are not responsible for consumers' alcohol abuse, there's a clear conflict that medical rule and Dr. Abdul Richards working to maximize rum sales. So in other words, as a director of Angostura, that is what you'll be doing, using your skills to promote that. But you see in Trinidad and Tobago, we don't have no problem. You understand? We don't see no problem with that. Surprisingly, I have not heard anything from the Muslim Women's Association. I don't know if they've gone mute, but the fact is that if she's still a member, she needs to get out, resign, blaze trail. And for those of them who sit there and have no problem with that, well, here what, a little worse than she. And I make no apologies for that, because at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. Who vex? Hard luck. All you go on all the TV station and talk. Let's go again, guys. Travel pass approval in seconds. Is the system automated? Is the Ministry of Health and Ministry of National Security culpable in what took place recently? Well, let me run the video and hear about this travel pass thing. Now, guys, run that video for me, please. Let us hear Stuart Young talking about this travel pass thing.
An app which requires all travelers to submit documents and information prior to entering this country will be launched soon. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Stuart Young, says the app known as TT Travel Pass will be launched before this country's borders are reopened on July 17. The minister says travelers will have to submit certain documents such as their mandatory PCR test 72 hours prior to the flight, as well as documents certifying whether or not they have received a COVID-19 vaccine.
App and that IT platform that is going to capture all of the data. So persons prior to coming to Trinidad and Tobago will be required to upload the essential information to get a travel certification, which is really a green light that they can then board the plane within that 72-hour period. It is very similar to the jurisdictions you've referred to. We're using the same people who built it out in Jamaica, St. Lucia.
Warning persons who submit false documents or submit incorrect information that they will be subject to the strict increase in fines. He says this also applies to unvaccinated people who try to beat the system.
This platform that we're going to launch will require all of the information. You have to upload that you've already paid for transportation, you've paid for your hotel accommodation, paid, not booked, and then you go into a certain tunnel.
Come back to me. Absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. The fact is that it didn't work. And what is happening is that I spoke to someone today, and you know what they told me? They submitted their documents, and within seconds, microseconds, right? Microseconds. You know what happened? They got approval. Could that background be, yeah, could we squeeze that to size, please? Because what happens is that the bottom, could we pull it up a little bit? Because, yeah, it's missing some of the information there. Right, so let me just welcome our good friends, Built to Last. And remember, Built to Last, they're not only a hardware. When it comes to appliances, they give you the best prices on some of these appliances that you're seeing here. And you know, when you actually purchase, ready? Good, right. So the fact is that here, you have the opportunity to get a grand prize of $10,000. There's a second prize of a 58-inch smart TV. Third prize, suite of KitchenAid mini appliances. And you only know KitchenAid is boss, right? And plus you have 12 winners, each getting $1,000. Now, all you see them appliances, there is no joke appliances, because remember, these days, it have people supplying appliances, and the appliances expire before it reach home. It's like some of the tools on the market right now. Some of the tools they're selling on the market right now, you drill with it twice and the motor burn. So remember, Built to Last does not only supply you with some of the best in hardware material at the best prices, you get the best appliances as well and with the best brands. So remember to check them out right there. All you know how to find them, right? Just give them a call and all you're good to go, 355-7704. And of course, free delivery nationwide. And, you know, since I was a young boy, Whirlpool was always a fantastic brand in terms of longevity and these days you have, like I said, all kind of brands coming out, but Whirlpool is still one of the top brands in the world. All right, so let's go again, guys. Italian church apologizes after bishop tells children Santa does not exist. Hold that right here. A Roman Catholic diocese in Sicily has apologized to parents after its bishop reportedly told a group of children that Santa Claus does not exist. At a religious event last week, Bishop Antonio Stagliano also said Santa's red costume had been chosen by Coca-Cola for publicity. The comments infuriated parents. In an apology, Reverend Alessandro Paolino from the Diocese of Noto said the bishop had tried to underline the true meaning of Christmas. The fact is that, come back to me, the fact is that we all know Christmas is celebrated. We all know that nobody knows the date that Jesus, peace be upon him, was born, but at the end of the day, it's celebrated on that day. But the reality of it is that here what happened in Madrid. My son, the worst thing that could happen to me, well, not the worst thing, because I thank God for his birth. My wife gave birth to my son 10 minutes after 12 on Christmas Day. So my big son, his birthday is the 25th of December. And he's a blessing to me. But if you ask my son about Christmas, my son never celebrated Christmas once. We never gave him a Christmas gift. We never light a Christmas tree. Because the fact is, I've always said, I'm not going to lie to my children. We catching our nenen to biting, and then we have a big fat donkey with red and white getting all the credit for it. No time we stop lying to our children and give credit where credit is due. Baby, your father catching nenen. And these days, because of the prime minister we have there who's a yayan, who causing we to work harder, and I could tell him the truth, all lying there. Here what happening. He had to work extra hard to get money to buy this for you. But then again, why are we waiting on a special day? Our children, right? Well, it depends on your children, my children. At the end of the day, it depends on the type of children you have. But we should recognize our children every single day of the year. Why do we have to wait a special occasion? And this is why anytime somebody call me and say, Inshan, they're doing hampers for Christmas, I just ask them straight, what the hell happened to the people for the last 11 months? Only care about them? Why we raising funds to buy children gifts for December? So we are care about the children. And right now, parents catching in. Why the hell we giving children gifts when we could use that same money to buy food to help people? Now, if you could manage, that is your business, you know. If you could buy things, buy. But for those of you who raising funds to just go and buy gifts to keep up with the Joneses, don't come by me without dotations. At the end of the day, the child could do without. The child needs to know what is sacrifice, and the child needs to understand that there are priorities in life. And this is what we should be teaching our children. We should not have to lie to our children. And here, there's nothing wrong with buying appliances around this time of year, because at the end of the day, now is the time people offer discounts and things. So if you get a chance, go and buy whatever appliances you have to buy. Go and buy whatever TV you have to buy. Go and buy whatever fridge you have to buy, because now is the time to load up, because you get plenty savings. All right, so let's go again, guys. One passenger on the flight, hear this, said it left Miami. This is a flight where a passenger died. And that the deceased passenger, a woman who had been laughing and talking, earlier became ill around 4:30 p.m. A vaccinated patient. A vaccinated patient, this is what I was told, laughing, talking like normal, and then all of a sudden, boom, condolences to the family because we heard that she's a U.S. citizen. Look at this. Imagine that you on a flight, you laughing, and all of a sudden, why it is we are hearing these things all of a sudden now. We never used to hear about people passing out on flight just so. You used to hear about people who were sick and they were being transferred to Trinidad and somebody, had heart operation and on the way they die. But we never hear about people giggling, laughing, moving like normal, then all of a sudden, boom, dead. But you know what? We're not worried about that. Let's go again, guys. Let's see this airport here. I want you to watch this airport carefully. If you look at this airport, would you say that this is a modern airport? Zaki, what's an airport? Fuzuli Airport. Look at this airport. Would you say that that is a nice airport? That is a gorgeous airport. Zaki, look at that airport. I must start talking to you because we're not allowing guests in here right now because of the COVID. So this is Fuzuli. Wait, we're all going so fast, fellas. Come back, pull back that bit here. This is Fuzuli Airport in Azerbaijan. A place that was recently war-torn. A place that was basically mines was surrounding the area. Not only that, where they built the airport, there were mines there. Meaning that thing could blow you up and kill you and you could dead. And go to the next slide, guys. This airport was completed in 8 months at the cost of 75 million manats, that is their currency, or 40 million US. 40 million US is what they got. And now let's see the first bit here. Show them the first bit here now. Show them the first. Look at the interior of that place. Watch at the decor. Right? Now, this is $40 million. Now, and here what they had to do, they had to remove mines and into in Trinidad. We have no mines to move. But let us go again. In Trinidad, we have a project, an airport in Trinidad that is a terminal, not a whole airport. That is, and it is, you all seen it here? The Tobago airport is to be upgraded at a cost of $1.2 billion, which is 175 million US dollars. But here what happened? The Azerbaijan airport can facilitate 8 planes at a time. Pull back that picture for Tobago. All you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you notice the rest don't have no ramp at all. So the rest people have to jump out in the rain and get wet and this is Tobago. So we are spending $135 million for this. But wait, let us take a look at the inside and see how the Tobago airport looking inside, because I can tell people, we stupid in this country. We foolish. And this is why when politicians rob us and we have nothing, it is because of our stupidity. We keep tolerating it. We keep taking it. We keep swallowing it. I want that full screen, guys. This is the Tobago airport. Right? This is it. Do you want me to bend up galvanized look? Right? And there probably people squatting and in the back there. Now watch this. Pause. I set up pillars, right? It looking like it's bamboo root. Right? I set up pillars holding up a roof. What all let's see in here is 175 million US, Right? Let's go again. Plus, it have they had to pay for properties and right. Now let me see what this is inside. Let me go inside and see. This pause. This type of sealant that is used there, that around since 10, 15, 20 years now. What's so special about this inside here as compared to what I just showed you? What's so special? What's so big about this? All it have is a roof and an open area. All your stupid Trinidadians and Tobagonians paying $175 million for this piece of trash. $175 million. A big open area with a fancy ceiling that you could get from China, that in Trinidad there are present companies that have that in their offices, and we paying big money for this. What all you see so far that costing $175 million? What all you saying? Good. Come back to me. And this is the stupidity stupidity we continue to tolerate in this country, I continue to say, we as a people, we sit down and we digest this, We don't have a problem with this, And then PNM people, new airport, boy. New airport. Don't worry. We got to go. Right? So, I don't know now. What I got to tell all you? Such is life, right? Such is life. Let's go again, guys. Moving on. COVID deaths today. Right? Our figures today, 706. We had total deaths today, a record today of 32. 32. 32 souls were lost today or yesterday. And that ain't bothering nobody. But you know what? It bothering me. It bothering me real bad. It bothering me and my liver burning because you know why? The people that passed away are parents who sacrificed to raise their children. Are parents who built their homes and were enjoying their homes with their children. Are parents who are probably saying, boy, my son going to get married in a few months' time, my daughter going to get married. Those were the people who passed away. Some of those people were studying. Some of those people were still paying back loans to the bank. And it pains me to see that in this country, that is nothing. Father get shoot in front of your daughter. What you going to do by that is life? We laugh. We don't have a problem. Guys, do you have the statistics with Gary Griffith and Bliss? I think I had sent that. Let me know if you have that, please. If you don't have it, it's okay. But imagine, there was a report yesterday in the Express about Bliss and about, you'll double check the email and see if you get, about Bliss and about Gary Griffith, with Gary Griffith getting 90-something% and the closest person getting 75%. And we sit down, We sit down and watching the TTPS fail right now, and all of us digesting that and have no problem with that. That's what I tell you. You see the magistrates in this country and the judiciary, God bless them, because our judiciary, our judges and our magistrates are some of the most tolerant people because of the dotishness they accept and they have to accept and forced to accept because of the stupidity of the police service in this country and because of the stupidity of the hierarchy. So God bless them, because you know why? The jobs that they have to do, it's under difficult circumstances. So when I look at us in a position where in Trinidad right now, and I want to go back into what I was talking about with the COVID. Guys, let's run through the other slide, please. Let's go through. This is a lie. Somebody sent this out and said that Helen Bhagwan Singh was the person who came through the flight and tested positive and who came through and was not approved to fly, but she still fly. That's a lie. So I just cleaned that up. Helen Bhagwan Singh was in no way involved. Yes, guy, run that video for me. Run that video.
Thank you very much. Could you please identify give the identity of the airline that bears the responsibility, according to your answer, for this very serious debacle?
Madam Speaker, that is currently being investigated, and between the Immigration Department and the Civil Aviation Authority, they will make the identification and do the necessary investigations. At this point in time, I do not know the name of the airline.
Member for Oakwood is?
Mr. Minister of Health, are you saying that 5 days have elapsed and you cannot get the identity of an airline from a boarding pass of a passenger that you have identified after 5 days? Is that what you are saying in this country?
And this is the stupidity that we tolerate. This is only Minister of Health. 5 days pass on your boarding passes have the name of the airline. Everybody who go away knows that. So you telling me 5 days, this man can't tell you what airline the person come with? And I continue to say, the people who defend this, there will come a day when all will regret it, God forbid, there will come a day when all will regret the stupidness that all continue to support. Because this is the type of people that we have running our healthcare system, Anyway, let me just welcome RPM Express to this segment. And for those of you who have not ordered your stuff for end of years yet, it may be too late, because the fact is that now a lot of stuff will arrive within a week or 2 weeks, because right now, and I compliment customs for trying their best, right now customs is swamped, so therefore at the end of the day, you may be too late. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and order and let it come in next week, the week after, because you're saving big money. I mean, let me give one example. Sophie from Komoto started using RPM, and she say her everything cut by many hundreds. So this is just one example of thousands of people who made the switch to RPM. So remember, RPM Express Couriers, give them a call, 224 for RPM. Let's go to the other slide, guys. Mandatory vaccines. PM considers new approach. Well, let me tell you something, boy. Let me tell you something. With your ugly shirt and your ugly couch, sit down there. Yes, because that is an ugly couch. Take a look at that again. That is a real ugly couch. Better man, that looking like my great-grandmother curtain that somebody take and make into a couch. You can imagine how much money they pay for that ugly couch with that ugly shirt. I don't refer to people as ugly, so I'm not going down that road. You ain't coming with no mandatory vaccine bets. I will be hitting the streets this time, because nobody going to play the choking me with any dotage vaccine. You understand me? Let's go again. According to this fella, the Prime Minister said Trinidad and Tobago has a reasonable case fatality ratio among its COVID-19 patients that ranks it at 44th in the world. Imagine, you have people dying and you don't have, yeah, oh God, it's reasonable, you know, we're going to live with that. Think about it. All you think about that now, the Prime Minister is saying that is reasonable, whereas Oxford is saying that we are number one. But you know, when Oxford is saying that we, at the beginning, we were the best at handling with our COVID, they were quoting Oxford left, right, and center. Now Oxford say number one, we are the highest with deaths per capita. They are quoting Oxford at all. They refuse to quote Oxford. Isn't that interesting? Let's go to the other slide, guys. Here we go. And I want to let you remember this. First case of Omicron detected by private labs, St. Augustine Labs. St. Augustine Labs. Right? Yes, could we run that video, please? Pull it full screen.
This morning, we were informed of the discovery of our first case of the Omicron variant in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait. Come back to me. I thought the name of this thing is the Omicron. Or the Omicron. What is the Omicron? Is it something that was sponsored by a bakery? Is it something that I don't know about? But here what happening now. Wait, I gotta get something here. Wait, Justin, I sending something to you. Right, you're gonna put it up as soon as you get it from me. Right, here we go. Right, you'll get it in about a minute or two. In about 15 seconds, actually. Right, so the fact is that this is the man who in charge of health in this country, the Minister of Health. And the man cannot even pronounce the thing proper. The man bawling Omicron. Big hardback man, you know. And it's not the first time this man put his whole toe, his whole ankle, his whole torso, his whole hip. The man put half his body in his mouth. And still the man ain't gonna learn, boy. After talking that dotishness about he pull up and he shed a tear. He really did. Now he come to tell you about Omicron. Boy, play the video. Let me hear it again.
This morning, we were informed of the discovery of our first case of the Omicron variant in Trinidad and Tobago. So as we predicted, it is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So on Monday...
Good. And you know whose fault it is the Omicron, according to you, coming to Trinidad and Tobago? It is the stupidity of the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of National Security. It is not the citizens of this country. And by the way, the person who chose to come in, allegedly, and that person knew that they tested positive or had symptoms, all you should be charged. All you should be charged if you knowingly entered this country with symptoms, if you knew that you intended to lie. But here what's happening, St. Augustine Labs is the one, not the Ministry of Health, who detected this. When a request was made by Copa Airlines to St. Augustine Labs, who have their, one of the offices there in Piaco, it was done and a positive PCR, right? They got a positive test. And then St. Augustine Labs decided to go further to test to see if it is the Omicron. I'm going to say Omicron now, right? Omicron, right? They decided to test it and they took it down. They organized to have it sent to their labs in St. Augustine. And by the way, you see this place? I compliment the owner, Mr. Balram Saran and his staff. Fantastic people. And if you want accurate results, well, that is the place you go. And it was there, it was detected, and another test was carried out. Another test was carried out. Yeah, hold on for me, guys. I'll tell you when I want it. Right? And the sad reality is that the ministry, there's an article in the Guardian, guys, with a doctor. Pull that up for me. All right? Expert, Ministry of Health handled first case of Omicron variant well. The Ministry of Health did nothing. They did nothing. They failed. They bloody failed. The Ministry of Health was not the one who, here what happening. Just now, let me just check for something here. Right. The Ministry of Health was not the one who credit should be given to. In fact, the man who should be given credit is Balram Saran and his team. But of course, all the private entities, their tail go get kicked. Because you know why? These people are doing the most. Pull back up the other the previous slide, guys. We didn't give them the full time. Right, yeah. Let me just, our friends at Griffith Contractors, the scaffolding kings of Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, all you don't want to send somebody up on a scaffold and the thing fall long and break. You need professionals. And this is why, if you need scaffolding, give them a call at 368-2081. Tell them you heard it right here on Breaking Barriers. And of course, they will fix you up accordingly. Have them call this number for me, please. Good. Right? My son is my assistant here. Right. So, what I want is that anything you're doing, construction, small or big, give them a buzz and they will organize and tell them that you heard it right here on Breaking Barriers. All right? So, let's go back to those slides, guys. Let's go back to those slides. So, infectious disease specialist Dr. Farley Cleghorn believes the Ministry of Health handled the first confirmed case of the Omicron variant in Trinidad and Tobago well. Waste of time. Let me go on to the next slide, guys. Again, vex reading that. Imagine, no, could we go to the, not this slide, could we go to the ones with the Express article with the set of slides about Mount Hopeless? Right. I want to discuss this. I want to discuss it. In fact, here what to do. Come back to me, guys. Come back to me. Right? We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll come back with our next advertiser. But I just want to say something. I am so disappointed in some companies in Trinidad and Tobago right now. And, you know, I don't know if people don't know the level of service they have, or they don't know that the quality of product that they have is so poor, or they just don't care. And a company that I know a good little while now, and their products have always been excellent. I went to this place this week to buy bread in El Sicuro, Kamal's Bakery, a place where you get hot hops, right? Because I bought hot hops before a little while back, And really and truly, I was not impressed at all. The quality was real poor. So I feel like eating a little turkey. So I decide here what happening. We go buy some hot hops. My wife and I ventured. I waited 15 minutes on the outside and on the inside to get my hops. And when I got my hops, come now, man. All you can't be serious. This is what all you give me, boy. This is the bread I get from Kamal's here. First off, what the hell is that? What kind of bread is that? That bread looking like if it have diaphragm. That is not normal. In all my years of buying hops, this is the worst set of hops I ever buy. Kamal Bakery are real disappointed in all because really and truly, all our standards was good. But I don't know if all I get a new baker who used to be a carpenter before or who used to be a mason before, but definitely that person is baking bread. They baking stone and there should be somewhere in the wharf. You understand? Junior Sammy may need this to put up by the reef there by Mosquito Creek because you cannot eat this thing. Look at how this thing looking now, man. This bread is formed. This bread out of shape. This bread looking like it need to go on a treadmill and exercise. What really going on with this? But not only that, the bread was about this size. And it was ridiculous. And I've always said, and I always tell my staff this, anytime you're supplying something, supply standards. So Kamal Bakery, do me a favor now, because I've known you guys for years. It happened to me before, and it happened again. And that is the only reason it's on here, because I'm very disappointed with the quality of the bread. The bread is the worst hops I've ever eaten in my life. I've never had hops that bad. All you come now, man, do better than that. People catching in and whether it is a man pull up in a Range Rover or a donkey cat, they deserve quality. All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. We'll be back.
Unique Woodworking Trinidad Limited and Unique Lumber and Construction Guyana Incorporated are premium manufacturers and exporters of high-quality bifolding sliding and pocket door systems, fire-rated doors, windows, operable louver shutters, hardwood floors, staircases, architectural moldings, and toughened laminated glass. Unique Group of Companies also supply kiln-dried greenheart, mahogany, cedar, and teak for both residential and commercial projects, locally and regionally. Our logs are cut and shipped by Unique Lumber Guyana and dried in our computerized kiln at our factories facilities in Trinidad. Visit our showrooms to see the quality, which makes us unique.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose, and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited. Quality you can trust.
Many things come and go, but only a few stay forever and become part of us. Sultan Cola. Original drink made of black seed with mineral water, natural flavors, and amazing taste. Refresh yourself with Sultan Cola. You know what you drink.
IBN can be viewed on the go now with the Airlink TV app for Google devices. Simply go to the Google Play Store, search for the Airlink TV app, download the app, click on the link and fill out the form. The account activation will be emailed or texted to the user. It's safe as no credit card is needed. The first 30 days are free and you can subscribe and receive a box for your TV to stream the same content.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest varieties, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Panel was stolen on Monday night.
Yes, sir.
On Tuesday night, cables were stolen from the interchange. Officials at the Ministry of Waste and Transport are now seeking help from the police. as the ministry is now concerned about the safety of property at other interchanges.
Okay, good. All right, I'm sending you another video, Justin. You're going to try and see if you could upload that because it's something with Rohan Sinanan talking rubbish as usual. Right, so... oh, these people are really interested, yes? Oh, God, I don't know. Right, so here we go. All right, guys, let me just welcome Extra Care, and, I would just like to thank Extra Care for really stepping up. For stepping up and for really making a difference during this COVID period. Not only by doing what you do, by being a responsible corporate entity, but by maintaining your pricing. Because, I have looked from day one to now, and your pricing, even though with the massive increases in freight, you have tried your best to maintain. And I would just like to compliment you. Not only do you have some of the best products on the market, but also, the care that you show, and it shows in your name. I would like to thank you because really and truly it makes a big difference for those people who have little. Guys, could we get that number? Could we call that number, please? And for those of you who are watching the program right now, no, your TV is not giving trouble. My beard is blue, right? It has been blue for quite a while. Let me just say hello to Papa Fare, Mama Fare, and the rest of the Fares watching right now. Off Mount Pleasant Road. Yes, off Mount Pleasant Road. My partner Bobby. Bobby, how are you going, boy? From low cost?
Hello, good night.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
This is Inshan Ishmael here.
Yes.
I made a promise to call you this afternoon, correct?
Yes, you did.
Good. Well, I'm talking to you live on my program right now on Breaking Barriers. We spoke about an incident that took place earlier on today with your mother.
Right, yes.
Good.
Correct.
I want you to tell the public what took place. Go ahead. The airwaves are yours.
Right. So last week, Monday, she was diagnosed with she was tested positive for COVID-19. Then we took her to the Couva Health Center. From there, they sent her to Point Fortin Hospital, where she stayed a couple days and she was recovering. She was doing well. And then they moved her to Debe. By the time she reached Debe, we lost contact on her phone. Her phone was switched off at that point in time. So we are assuming like somebody stole her phone. But late in the afternoon, Debe called us and told us that she was there and she was doing well. Later that night, she suffered a stroke there while there. And they took her back to Point Fortin, where she stayed a couple days again. Sunday afternoon, they call us and they tell us, come for her. We brought her home, and since then, she is unresponsive. She can't speak, can't talk, can't walk, can't eat, can't do anything.
Hold on 1 second. Put a pin in it there. When they told you to come for her, right? This was after the stroke. What condition your mother was in when they told you to come for her?
She was at a more or less a vegetative state, and she couldn't do anything at all.
What?
Yeah, and we basically had to go with our vehicle and pick her up there and drive back all the way back to Chicago with her from Point Fortin.
Right. And what happened after that?
Well, we had her home with us trying to nurse her back to health. Right. But what I did is I did an independent PCR test because I wasn't sure if it is that she was still COVID positive or not. And when the test came back positive.
So, wait. So, your mother was brought home and initially she was taken in because she was COVID positive, correct?
That is correct, yes.
She was kept there. She suffered a stroke. She became in a vegetative state. And they called you, the hospital called you to take her back home. You brought her back home and you tried, the family, like every good family, tried to nurse your mother back to good health. You realize that your mother is not well and the family decided, look, let us do a COVID test to see if she is still positive. And the COVID test showed a positive PCR, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
So you telling me that these dunce and them that we have, you telling me that these idiots and them that we have allowed your mother to leave the hospital come home COVID positive. And by the way, did the ambulance bring her home or all you went and pick up?
No, we went to pick her up. They were not providing any ambulance services or anything at all to bring her home.
So therefore, your entire family was introduced to COVID because of your mother now. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And she was brought home with everybody thinking that here happening, she's no longer COVID positive, that she just needs to be nursed back because of the stroke. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
How is your mother right now?
We had to take her back we took her to Mount Hope Hospital this afternoon.
Right.
Because her vitals were all over the place. We couldn't control it. We didn't know how to handle it. We took her to Mount Hope Hospital and she's currently there right now.
And how is she? How is she doing better? Is she on her way to recovery?
She's in a worse off state. She's more or less in a worse off state because her blood pressure went down to like 70 over 55. Wow. Her sugar levels was in the 400s. So we can't handle that. We don't know. We don't have any medical experience to handle that. So we took her back to the hospital today because things were just getting bad, getting worse on us.
What are your thoughts on this whole situation with the hospital?
Well, frankly, I am a bit upset because of the fact that, they would have exposed our entire family to it. Whilst we are home now quarantining ourselves, but we had it, we all have little children and as well too, so we now have to separate ourselves from our kids and so forth. And, it put a damper on us because, and the other thing too is that when they sent her home, they basically tell us to take her home because there's nothing that they could do for her.
So imagine a hospital giving up on someone's mother. That is healthcare for you. That is healthcare. Yeah. My God. My God. I really, all I could tell you is I hope and pray that your mother recovers. And what happened is that I lost my mother a few years ago. And the fact is that she went through some difficult times. But the reality of it is that no matter who you are, losing a mother or watching your mother suffer is nothing that any child wants to go through. And my friend, I wish you all the best and I hope for a full recovery for your mother.
Thanks very much, John.
All right, then. So I will discuss Mount Hope and other things. God bless you. Take care. And all the best to you and your family. And this is what is going on. This is what is going on. What vid is that, guys? Which one is that? All right. Here happened. What I want to deal with, and of course, let me just welcome Rita, the exotic taste, to this segment. And, I continue to say there are products that flood the market. For example, today, my wife, I don't know. My wife tell me, go Starbucks, she wants something to drink. Last time I went in Starbucks and I get 3/4 cup of ice. Today, I decided to go Starbucks. They didn't have no refresher. I got a lemonade with 1 drop of lemon. Lemonade is like somebody spit from a little distance and the flavor lemon just went in the cup. Because, brother man, it was like pure water and just a of lemon. Hey, we really know how to get Robin Dread. And if International was selling that rubbish by Brilliant, the amount of cost I would have get. You understand? All you're really good, boy. All you're really good. No wonder Starbucks and all these places that turn out to be multi-billionaire companies. If all you're selling that probably costs about $1.05, including the cup. And Daisy, all you're good, yes? Not me. Again, rob me once, shame on me. Rob me twice. What? Rob me once, shame on you. Rob me twice, shame on me. You understand? Not me and not again. We ain't going down that road. Right. So, guys, can we go to the Express article, please? I want to deal with that Express article. This was an article done by Camille Hunt in the Express. And I don't know how many of you saw this article, but this article was one of the most shocking articles that I saw in a while. This doctor anonymously spoke to the Express reporter and said that the COVID team is small and sometimes sees one junior doctor assigned to more than 60 patients. This could be the reason why your mothers and fathers dying This could be the reason why your brothers and sisters dying and you're getting numbers like 32. That could be the reason. Because the Minister of Health apparently doesn't give a damn, because you have one doctor to about 60 patients. And all you're telling me, great is the PNM. They're good to go. Let us continue with that slide, please. The major issue is the number of patients we have. There were days when there were in excess of 60 patients in the tent. At the time, there are another 20 patients upstairs in biocontainment under the COVID team as well. It is a lot of patients, and the level of care we are able to provide to the patients is not ideal. One person cannot manage 60 patients adequately, especially when they're all at risk of deteriorating rapidly. So courtesy your Minister of Health, your mothers, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers, your aunt, your uncle, your nephews, your nieces, your loved ones deteriorating, courtesy the Ministry of Health. And this is why I'm about to say something tonight, and I will have no regrets. If you choose to go to the hospital these days, it is the dead. It is the dead. Because the numbers that we are seeing is not that the doctors don't know what they're doing, no. The doctors are swamped and people are dying on the corridors. So you are sending your mothers and fathers to their graves by sending them to the Ministry of Health. It must improve. But as I said before, we are so stupid in this country. Our skulls are so thick that this doesn't bother us. Tomorrow is a normal day. Tomorrow is a normal day. Let's go again, guys. The doctor said nurses are also overworked. Now watch this. And this is what I tell you. This is an article that many people did not see. People are missing their medication because you have one nurse to give medication to 60 patients, when normally you would have one nurse to 5 to 10 patients. Courtesy Terence, courtesy Rowley, and that is why I so glad he get Kotas in the ball head tail. It good for him. It good. In fact, right now Rowley like he like lemon. If you squeeze he in milk, you get curdled milk, you get, I don't know, you get yogurt. The ratio of care are stretched far beyond what they should be, he said. He said doctors are rarely able to take breaks to eat or just rest. And this was confirmed by 2 junior doctors to me as well. When you have 60 patients to attend to and it is just you, you cannot really in good conscience take a break. So you end up sometimes 10 to 12 hours not taking a break. In PPE, not drinking, not eating anything. You feel sick, tired, drained, fatigued, burnt out, hopeless may be a good word to describe it. And this is the doctors. Come back to me. This is how we treat our doctors in Trinidad. We treat them like dogs. This is how we treat them. This is how we appreciate them, like treating them like dogs. And I am telling the doctors of Trinidad and Tobago, do not take this. Speak out. Speak out. Whether they target you or not, speak out. Because people are dying and it is not your fault because you do not even have time to respond. Let's go again. The doctor said he believed if there was more staff to attend to COVID-19 patients, Trinidad and Tobago's death toll may not have been as high. Isn't this implicating the Ministry of Health? Isn't this saying that the Ministry of Health is complicit in the figures that we have and with the high COVID death rate? Isn't this doctor saying that due to the failure of the Ministry of Health, mothers and fathers are dying? Now, God decides when you go. But the reality of it, isn't it fact that this doctor is saying something that actually ties the ministry into the amount of deaths? Pull back that slide. The doctor said he believed if there was more staff to attend to COVID-19 patients, Trinidad and Tobago's COVID-19 death toll may not have been as high. As of today, 2,486 people have died from the virus. If we had more staff watching these patients, maybe they may be able to pick up on somebody deteriorating a bit quicker. You have patients who are in the COVID positive tent who can deteriorate, and there's only one person there, the doctor said. Additionally, he said doctors are trying to provide the best healthcare possible despite a lack of resources. $15 billion spent on COVID. $15 billion. And you telling me we have lack of resources? And I keep telling all your dotish and all you will support this stupidness? All you that stupid? All you that brain dead? All your skulls this thick? That all you will support this? But you know when all you wouldn't support it? When all your mother and father end up there, then all you have a problem. But again, great is the PNM. Let me go again. Now listen to this. In red, there is no wall oxygen. There aren't enough oxygen tanks. A lot of the time, Zakir, listen to this. I'm talking to my son here. There aren't enough oxygen tanks. A lot of the times, the oxygen tanks finish and you get the patient deteriorating while they are waiting on a new oxygen tank to come in. All you're seeing this? And all you want to carry all your mother and father to them morgue and them? Basically, the hospitals are morgues. Basically, the hospitals is where you are going out to dead. Basically, the hospitals are where you go to rot, courtesy the Ministry of Health. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this and understanding what is taking place? When you take your mother, your father, your brother, your sister to a place of healing, which is a hospital, you don't expect them to get worse. You expect them to get better. You don't expect to be running in the night to go and get an oxygen tank. You don't expect to go and call a pharmacy to find out if you have medication because our bloody health services suck. But again, great is the PNM because we like it so. And this is the sort of rubbish we tolerate, where we have an airport that should have cost $50 million, but it's costing $175 million, so man could pocket millions of dollars and they will take that to their grave. This is what they love and this is what we approve because we are stupid people in this country. Stupid. This is what we tolerate. This is what we digest. Let's go again, guys. The doctor goes on to say, personally, I'm completely burnt out. Pre-COVID and even between COVID, I can say I had a great deal of love for my job. I would feel happy coming to work and being able to do what I do. I love my job, but this situation has broken me. When you go in and you see all these patients around you getting worse, and you can't really do anything because you just don't have the facilities to help these patients, and just seeing patients literally dropping around you, it is heartbreaking. It causes a lot of anguish, he says. That's not. This is the madness. This is the madness we face. This is the craziness that we tolerate as a country. I'm doing something here just now. Let me see if I can. Right. Okay. Right. It feels like when we speak up, it falls on deaf ears. Now, let me go back to that up. Sorry. When you go in and see all these patients around you getting worse, and you can't really do anything, because you just don't have the facilities to help these patients, and just seeing patients literally dropping around you, it is heartbreaking. And here's a doctor admitting that there are patients dropping all around you. And all you want to carry all your mother and father, and this is why I say, everybody that I know personally, and this is like as I said before, I am not a doctor, I'm not a physician, but what I could tell you is what is real. Ask my partner Randy in Komoto, unvaccinated, recovering at home, doing well. At the end of the day, ask his family, ask all over everybody that I know, my workers, recover at home. Because the fact is that at the end of the day, there are so many things working for this thing. But sadly, when you go in the hospital, it's to go on dead. Because the ambulance taking 8 hours. Now, mind you, there are times when you need to go to the hospital. Like I said, I'm not a doctor to tell you where to go and where not to go. But by the time you wait for the ambulance, partner, 1 foot already in the grave. And this is the healthcare system. And this is why I keep telling people. When I decided 5 years ago that I want to do a hospital, as big as a project as it is, I never back down from big projects because I always say God is good. And God has always allowed me to do the things that I want to do to benefit the people of my country. Look, I posted the other day, recently the Supermarket Association gave out awards for the pandemic, for the COVID, for people who did a lot of stuff. Our organization did more than most organizations. And our name was called. Because why? We don't care. Maybe it is, I don't know. Maybe it is we are Muslim. And maybe that is the reason. I don't know. But the fact is that most of the people who call me say, but how the hell you don't get nothing for all the work you do? We don't look for recognition. In my 30 years of doing work, when we were night and day all over giving out food for the floods, not one ounce of recognition, but we don't look for recognition from man. And this is why, as I said before, this hospital that we plan to build is not for me. It is to change healthcare in this country. It is to make the healthcare in this country better, where you could go and actually be treated like a human being again. And I've said before, last week, I can't build this on my own, and this is not for me and my family alone. So for those of you who could, as I said before, for those of you who have family members who passed away, you could support this on behalf of your family members. And as I said before, we started it already, right? $46 million, and we want to bring it down to about $28 to $30 million. And with me, I tell you, I don't give up. I don't give up. Let's go back to that slide, guys. We need doctors dedicated to the COVID team here as well. We also need more. This is something a lot of people complained about. Many people told me that they were junior doctors and many of them were panicking, or some of them a little confused as to what they were doing. And I say, but nah, that can't be true. And here's a junior doctor stating this. Put back up that slide. We need more doctors dedicated to the COVID team here as well. We also need more senior doctors going into the tents. It cannot be because we are junior doctors, we are expendable, and we are pressured to go in, he said. Imagine that. Just imagine, this is a junior doctor. Do we have any more slides on this, guys? Right, so for me, what that just showed you is to expose what is taking place. And how people like Terence Yalsing and others who have been put in charge of taking care of your health and my health care don't give a damn. They don't care. Ambulance send come for your mother and father, you go on Facebook and quarrel like a set of fools. Your mother and father suffering, they dead, nobody will take care of them. Go on Facebook and quarrel like a set of fools. And when election come, we will support the same donkeys like we are accustomed doing. Time for change. Time for us to stop this nonsense. Time for us to come together and see if we could rebuild this country. Tobago, watch Tobago grow. Watch how people going to have confidence in Tobago now because the PNM not in charge of the THA. People going to put back confidence in Tobago. Watch how tourism is going to grow in Tobago. Because you don't have a set of idiots in the THA now who only care about sucking money. And I compliment the people of Tobago. Compliments to you for making a change. And it is about time in Trinidad right now. We decide that we had enough. We had enough. How much more are we going to take? Imagine something as simple as oxygen. Your mother and father cannot get. But you don't have a problem. All you're going to do is quarrel. No, enough is enough. Enough is enough. How much more must we take? Let's run the rest of the slide, guys. Imagine CNN is saying The Omicron variant of coronavirus is spreading quickly in several countries where it has been discovered, even if it causes only mild disease. Now, everybody admitting that the Omicron is mild, and that's far from certain. That could still mean that many people may end up in the hospital and dying. So the fact is that what they are saying here, a new study out Monday from researchers at Oxford University adds to evidence that two of the main vaccines deployed against COVID-19, the AstraZeneca vaccine, used widely in Britain and around the world, but not in the US, and Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, used widely in the US, Europe, and elsewhere, won't protect people as well against the Omicron variant. So here it is, the vaccine that you're taking right now, the booster that you're taking right now, the new flight about to arrive and has landed, courtesy the Ministry of National Security and the Ministry of Health. It's not going to help you. So get ready. You got to take our next vaccine again. So you see the first one you take, waste of time. The second one you take, rubbish. The third one, the booster that you take, here what's happening. A Nissan B13 booster better than that one because that one ain't working at all. And now they're coming up with a new one for you because you decided that here what's happening. You're willing to be a guinea pig. You're willing to be a test subject. Well, better you than me. I ain't going down that road. And if Rowley feeling mandating anything, here what's happening now. Ancient Ishmael saying this. Not me, papi. Not me. You understand? Let's go to the other slide. This is the record. And we just showed you why. Because doctors saying that everything falling apart at the hospitals, and this is where your mother and father are going. Let's go again. Most reported US Omicron cases have hit the fully vaccinated. Wait now, who is reporting that? Oh, Reuters. Reuters, just one of the most reputable news organizations in the world. Reuters is saying that most reported US Omicron cases have hit the fully vaccinated. Oh, my. Isn't that shocking? Because your immune system is being targeted and because of the weakness, basically because of that weakness, and I'm telling you from a video that I saw by a professor. That is why, I'm going to tell you. Like I said before, I'm not a doctor. I don't proclaim to be, and I am not giving out medical advice except common sense information. Let's go again, guys. And here they are saying that most Omicron cases in US have been mild, but most were vaccinated. And this is by the Center for Disease Control, who are custom lying. But here it is, strange enough, they come with this. And by the way, this is by CNN Health. Could we zoom into the bottom? Most of the 43 people known to have been affected with the Omicron variant of the coronavirus in the United States had mild symptoms, but most had been vaccinated, and 14 of them had already had booster shots. So all you're going for all your booster shots? Fix up. Go and take all the booster shot. Go and take it and see what happens. See what happens. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our second break now. And as I said before, before we take this break, this project, guys, do we have any of the hospital files from last week where we started construction? As I said before, this is a dream of mine 5 years ago to start this hospital project. We started it. It has already reached the foundation stage. It's a $48 million project. We plan to bring down to 28, and no, not this one, the other stuff, the work that is being done. And all you know, a hospital is not cheap. In fact, steel alone costs us over $4 million, and we have, most of the steel has been paid off already. And as I told people, you have the opportunity, if your parents died or if your parents are alive, you have the opportunity to put towards this so your parents could benefit. And any child who does not do this, don't understand. Not only that, you could actually sponsor a room on behalf of your mother and father. You could sponsor a bed on behalf of your child. You could sponsor blocks. A block is $4 and something cents. So, you know, at the end of the day, you have the opportunity. Do we have the foundation work from last week, I think? So the work has started. A huge amount of work. And this week we received the steel. I'm sorry that I didn't upload that video. Right. Okay. I'm sending a video to you, Justin. Right. I'm sending a video to you, Justin. Right. So, right. Right. Huh? Yeah. Right. So, as I said before, as we speak, things are happening. Right. So, Justin, I sent a video to you now. Let me know as soon as you have it uploaded. So, the fact is that we have, come back to me, guys. We have an opportunity to change how things are done here. But the problem is that we continue to do the same thing over and over. And you know what they say is the perfect definition of a madman, right? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That is the reality of it. And we keep doing the same thing over and over. I am 53 years old. I don't know if COVID may take me next week, next month. I don't know. And this is why my wife and I and my family and those people who support us will push to get this done. Because we know at the end of the month, let me tell you something I didn't mention last week. Every month, we plan to give free surgeries. Every month. One day for the month, staff will be asked to donate their time so that we could give back free surgeries. And this is something that has never been done by most private healthcare institutions in Trinidad and Tobago. And this is the type of things that we want to introduce so that what you saw there with healthcare system, where it's failing, where your mothers and fathers falling down and dying, where they deteriorating while doctors are there because of lack of oxygen, because of lack of this, because of the lack of healthcare, labor. Imagine Venezuela, the whole of Venezuela shut down. There are doctors from Venezuela who working and doing office jobs all over the world. You have doctors, cardiologists, you have specialists who have gone all over. We could have advertised 2-3 years now, 2 years ago. You could run that. And we could have had so many qualified doctors here. This is where we receive some of the steel, right? So, like I said, everything that I'm talking, I even see the size of some of them beams on them. So the fact is that, you know, this is what is going on there now. We have things happening. And it's happening at a rapid pace. And as I tell people, if all you don't get involved, how you all expect it to finish? I can't do this on my own. I really can't do it on my own. So we need your support, right? So we're going to take a break. For those of you who need to contact me on this project, could you get my numbers on the screen, guys? 684-4762. That's 684-4762. You could send the funds direct to our bank account at JMMB, or you could contact my office at 663-8373 or 645-4426 or 663-4762, which is my office to the front. All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will continue with your calls. We'll be back right after this.
Freshness of lemon and mint, power of ginger and ginseng, vitality of honey and royal jelly. The millennia-old secret of black seed. Taste Sultan Power Drink now. You know what you drink.
IBN can be viewed on the go now with the Airlink TV app for Google devices. Simply go to the Google Play Store, search for the Airlink TV app. Download the app, click on the link and fill out the form. The account activation will be emailed or texted to the user. It's safe as no credit card is needed. The first 30 days are free and you can subscribe and receive a box for your TV to stream the same content.
The results of increased oxygenation are spectacular. From improved cognitive function, skin rejuvenation and better sleep, to increased energy, performance, and overall health. The Cure team has spent years inventing and perfecting this formula, so you can experience the amazing benefits of extra oxygen in a refreshing, ultra-smooth bottle of water. Welcome to Cure.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Unique Woodworking Trinidad Limited and Unique Lumber and Construction Guyana Incorporated are premium manufacturers and exporters of high quality bifolding sliding and pocket door systems, fire-rated doors, windows, operable louver shutters, hardwood floors, staircases, architectural moldings, and toughened laminated glass. Unique Group of companies also supply kiln-dried greenheart, mahogany, cedar, and teak for both residential and commercial projects, locally and regionally. Our logs are cut and shipped by Unique Lumber Guyana and dried in our computerized kiln at our factories facilities in Trinidad. Visit our showrooms to see the quality, which makes us unique.
And welcome back, my friends. And of course, just to let you know as well, that for those of you who would like to contribute towards our project, and I continue to say our because it's not mine, the bank account number will go up on the screen, and that's the bank account number with JMMB, and I will leave that up. Could we zoom that? Could we make that a little bigger? Because not everybody have a 75-inch TV now. It could go a little bigger. Right, a little bigger. Right, that is it. Right, so that is the account number, and I'm leaving it up for 1 minute so that you could write it down, and you could right, here we go. Right. Okay, good. So for those of you who are interested, you know what you could do, and then if you would like us to pick it up, we have arrangements to pick it up too as well. And as I said before, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be at Baraka Grounds. So for those of you who would like to meet with me personally, I would be there from around 6:30 p.m. to around 9 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We work in the late shifts, okay. Right? So for those of you who would like to meet me there, and of course directly. Now, normally, I don't receive funds directly because I've always kept my hands clean. But the fact is that if I receive something, my manager will send you a receipt. But not only that, I keep telling people, we have raised millions of dollars. Like I tell you, for Haiti, for all over, when India had their flood, when with Pakistan, all over the world, we have sent millions of dollars. And this is our opportunity for ourselves. And you know what is shocking, right? What is shocking is that, and I'm not going to use the real example of the gentleman, but a gentleman came to me, and, you know, when he came to me, I didn't see what vehicle he came with. And, you know, he said, boy, you want to compliment me on that project that we are doing, and, you know, he wishes us all the best, and one is that, you know, things real tough right now, and one is that, and that, you know, he wished he could help us, and he said, well, all the best, and then he went and he bought his lunch. So while he was leaving, I just turned around, and I saw this massive Land Cruiser type vehicle, a new model vehicle. And I'm not judging him by what he has. And people need to understand that if our parents, and I will give myself as an example, if one of my child were to get sick, I will sell my vehicle, I will sell my house to pay for the medical for my children. And that is the reality of it. We have an opportunity here to build something that we all could benefit from that would actually help us and our children. And many of us sit down and we say, nah, we ain't gonna get involved. But anyway, that is a story by itself. We have so many things to discuss. I'm going to open up the phone lines now, right, guys? You could drop that thing. Let's pull up our lower third bar, and let's start taking your calls. Now, remember, be as brief as possible, please, because besides losing my voice, we are almost at that point of being completely finished with the program. So remember, you could, okay. Anyone who's calling me on my phone right now, oh yeah, before we go to that, I'd like to show that video, please, with Rohan Sinan, before we start taking calls. Take a look at this, guys. Full screen, please.
Good evening, Disha. Good evening to all our viewers. Good evening, Mr. Aladdin.
With these two thefts.
But the shed goes beyond the two thefts there. What happened, as you'll be aware, we had some of our pump sites being vandalized. We had the bamboo pump site some time ago, then we had the Celots pump site, and then we had the Abattoir Road about 2 weeks ago. And you couple that now with the stealing of the cables on the interchange, Curep interchange, where a lot of money was spent on the beautiful lights that is there. Basically what happened, we went to put on the Christmas lights.
Wait. What lot of money, I'm here now, echo guys. Right. What lot of money all you talking about? All you spend on them lights and them? That regular outdoor LED lights, what the hell you talking about, Rohan? Regular LED lights, outdoor lights. What's so special? I want to know, what was the lot of money? Who was it that got the contract and how much was spent? And this is what I tell earlier now. And I'm not using him as an example. I just want to say in general that the people who thief in those things now, they're just following some of the politicians we have in government. So what do you expect? They're following what the government doing. You understand? They lead, the government leading by example. I ain't want to even hear any more garbage he talking about again. Because really and truly, just 10 seconds of him, and it's like, I feel like drinking 2 Enos. I want to take a Fensic and a Panadol and rub my whole head with Limacol. So let us go to our phone lines. Remember, when you call in, turn on the volume on your television, please. Let's go to our lines. Hello.
Good night, Sean. How are you going?
Good evening, my friend. Talk to me.
Great program. The only thing is, the hubs with the bakery, they were actually doing you a good, You're complaining, but it was doing you a good. You got a good old-fashioned cooling there, man. A good old-fashioned cooling from what I saw there.
No, but you would
understand?
You would not believe. I remember my mother used to put it on the stove and burn the hubs, and you put it in water, correct?
Yes, correct, exactly. So you got a good old-fashioned cooling.
But man, I was looking out for bandit and to pelt them with that because you could bust somebody head.
Yeah, it looks so. Anyway, great program, man.
Thank you very much. No, but the thing is that, as I said before, it happened to me twice, and the size, the bread was about the size. That is not hops, that hop without the ups. Give me a break. People catching in and right now, oh God, come now, man. All you get me vex, I open my bakery, And I go sell hops twice the price. Twice the price. Twice the size for the same price. All you get me vex. I will talk to my wife later, and we go organize a bakery. We go put bread right in front of Barca grounds and sell to the public. $9 a bag. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
If you come anyway down south at any point in time,
yes,
I am willing to donate $500 to your hospital.
Thank you very much, friend. What happens is that call me after the program or in the morning and we'll discuss that. Because we have... All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I keep telling people, your children, imagine your children passing. There was one little girl. She came and she gave, I think it was $140 or something. And I carried that girl in the back and I say, you know what happening? This money that you're using, you're going to buy blocks. And this girl was so excited that the money, she saw the amount of blocks that her money was going to buy. And even see the smile on this child's face. And this is what we are teaching children. But what we want to teach children, I don't know what it is we want to teach children outside here. Let's go again. Hello? Hello?
Good night, John.
Good evening, my friend. Go ahead.
I'm just asking a quick question.
Sure.
Is it true that India, Japan, and Indonesia using ivermectin
100% correct.
to treat the COVID patient and the death toll would have dropped?
100% it's correct. What means that it is factual that Japan used it. Japan, India, Uttar Pradesh and other states used it. Singapore, there are other countries as well which use it and used it successfully. But of course, ivermectin is not going to get anybody rich right now. So therefore, what I'm going to tell you. And like I said, I'm not a doctor. I will repeat. So Telecom Authority does not come with their normal rubbish, right? When man was calling Indian walking vomit, they were not wrong. So at the end of the day, me talking on air, what I'm going to tell you. Let's go. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please. You're live.
Good night, Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
You were talking about Rohan and the vandalizing thing. You know what Rohan doing in Manzarina? He have a water park. And he resheeting road and putting box train from Grandi to Manzan.
But, well, first off, I have no proof of that. Because, you see, if I have the documents, I could say yes. If I have the videos, I could say yes. But Rohan have money, and Rohan family have a habit of suing. So I cannot verify, validate what you're telling me there. I could just say it's an allegation and it's something we need to investigate. Thank you so much, caller. And of course, let me offer condolences to several people right now. Firstly, the owner of Japs. The owner of Japs, the original Japs, he passed away. I think it's under Darrell's Fried Chicken now. He passed away, and I believe it was from COVID. And then also, we have my good friend from Cannes, Sweet and Savory. This gentleman is someone that let me tell you something. I knew him donkey years now, a very humble man. He was also a security at UE. And he will be missed greatly, because the man was, every time he see me for those expos that we had, always throwing something in my direction to eat. You know, and I know he was well loved. May God bless him and make, the transition that he's going through easy for him. Let's go again, guys. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, you're live.
Okay. My question tonight is concerning the deaths that you're talking about on a daily basis, especially those today that are high. I am not getting a differentiation as to whether they are vaccinated or unvaccinated. Like the reporters are afraid to ask the ministry of the deaths that they are reporting concerning COVID, if it is vaccinated deaths or unvaccinated deaths, because I want to believe that a lot of those deaths are vaccinated patients, but they're not letting the public know the adverse effect of the vaccination.
Well, caller, I could validate and verify that a doctor that I spoke to as well is saying that the numbers just don't add up, because what they are seeing and what they are experiencing does not correlate with the facts that the Ministry of Health is presenting. So therefore, there's a big difference between what they are presenting and what is happening on the ground. Like, for example, Terrence saying we don't have a problem. But based on the junior doctor, what he said and everybody else is saying, it's completely different. So really and truly, we don't know what the hell really going on. We really don't know. Let's go again. Hello?
Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to you, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam and good evening, my friend.
You know what is bothering me really, really bad? How the hell we could take the principal medical officer, I know this is old news, but I'm going to show you a point, and put on a rum manufacturing company board. It is like taking an oncology doctor and putting him on a cigarette manufacturing company. All the best. Have a great evening.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. And I have not heard anything from the Muslim Women's Association condemning that. I have not heard anybody condemning that. Because the fact is that at the end of the day, that is madness. But you see, again, doctor already earning big income. Dr. Richards don't need that. She doesn't need that. But again, government have a way of, doing what? Adding value. And this is what is going on. I keep telling doctors outside there, come now, man, a little better than that. Let's go to our lines again. Hello?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yeah, what I want to discuss, what about the one with the Muslim board and the Angostura? What do you think about that one?
No, but this...
but you talk about that one.
No, but I just spoke about that one.
Right? Yeah, but I talk about how the whoever authority said the Murti and them have to move up from the grocery. How they talk about that one?
Nobody, Azra has always been very convenient. The sad reality of it is that Azra, 1 minute they're on, 1 minute they're off, and that is the reality of it.
Yeah, but how the people and everybody walking in the grocery and spot that? They didn't spot the Muslim board and the Angostura board. They didn't spot that one.
No, it have many people conveniently blind, Conveniently blind. Sadly, conveniently blind. All the best, my friend. And I said it last week. A Muslim, there are certain things we ascribe to, we cannot carry alcohol in our grocery. We cannot carry things that other people worship in our grocery. It is against our faith. But people are free to do it because there is no compulsion in religion. By someone insisting that a Muslim carry it, it is against, I mean, when you really think about it, it's like asking our friend who owns the Hindu grocery, a person who is a Hindu owns a grocery, to say you must carry beef. No, we must have respect for one another. Let's go again. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go ahead, you're live.
Insurance.
Yes.
When they send, insurance, listen to, insurance, when they send you home and say go home and quarantine, what they giving you to go home to drink? What?
Well, they're giving you water.
What they taking? Right? So you're home for 14 days and you have nothing, and when they call in and asking you, your belly hurting you, your head hurting you, and when they say everything hurting you, then send an ambulance here. That means you're ready to die.
But this is what people are tolerating. Again, I continue to say, this is what the Trinidad population is tolerating. And this is why the TTP has afraid me so bad, you know, because of my influence. Every time I go to open my mouth, they're looking to arrest me because I've always exposed them to the crooked police that have. Look, we are taking the TTPS to court in January for non-payment of bills. So who knows, maybe it is, I guess, St. Joseph Police Station. And in that lawsuit, we will show mass discrimination. Let's go again, guys. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, Enchan.
Go ahead,
I
your
don't
life.
see nothing wrong about alcohol. You know. Everything have alcohol. Every single thing. And it just like if you have diabetes, you have to take insulin. What Muslims is be making all this fuss for? You take medicine, it have alcohol in everything.
Okay.
So why you lambasting the woman for?
No, hold on. Hold on, we are talking.
But as all your Muslims get diabetes, is insulin made from the hog. Made from hog.
Caller, are you listening? We are going to converse, you know. We're going to talk. We're not going to argue. Right? I am listening to your point. And
I'm listening.
Good. Firstly, a Muslim is allowed to consume alcohol if it is to save your life. In other words, if you are on your deathbed and a medicine has alcohol in it, you are allowed to consume it. Not only that, you may not know this, a Muslim is allowed to consume pork just enough to save his life. At the end of the day, it is our religious belief. And if we do not support the consumption of alcohol, you cannot have a problem with that because that is our belief. Because what is the issues that alcohol causes? One, loss of income, where people go, they drink, and it causes damage to families, where you have people coming home drunk, beating up their wife. The money they're supposed to spend on food, they're spending it on rum. The time they're supposed to spend with their family, they were the boys sucking bottle after bottle. How could we ascribe to that? So believe me, we have a problem with rum. But we do have a problem with medication that could help to save our life. We are allowed to have it. And it is people like you who are ignoramuses, who are illiterate mules, that cannot tolerate and understand that. Let's go to other line. Hello?
Yeah, hello, good night.
Yes, good night. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good night. We know we're hearing deaths like 30 people dying today and what have you. But I don't know if you know, there's a professor who died. His name is Professor Noel Kalicharan. And he did an article in the Express. You could always pull it up, and you would see that he found on average 1,000 people died per month in Trinidad. And that is for the last 7 years.
Right.
If you look at it, so that'd be like 30 people dying per day, which is like you get 900, so maybe 35 a day, 1,000. So the good question would be to ask how many people are really dying per day in Trinidad altogether when you add that. And if you're getting 1,000, then that would not be no different to what was happening in previous years.
Caller.
I'm not saying people are not dying from COVID, but that is something to look into. What he also found out was in 2020, there was less death in 2020 than 2019. So when there was the pandemic last year, there was less death last year than in 2019.
Cola, I recall that article, and what you're saying there is absolute fact, because let me tell you something. In Trinidad, if you're getting an accident and there is COVID, if you fall off your roof is COVID, if your wife hit you with a bail line, you get a stroke and you're dead, or aneurysm, is COVID. So in Trinidad, everything is COVID. So what you're saying there...
Well, you're correct about that, because a friend of mine, his mom died in his home at the hospital. She was having a heart attack. They said, heart attack, the doctor. And the next thing when they went to the mortuary is COVID, and he had to find $26,000 to pay his mother, because that would normally be cremation. Normally, of course, about $9,000. Now it's $26,000.
Yeah, because
there's a lot of money that I mean, the mortuary business and the testing business and the medical business and everything. This is something that once people get hooked on this, money is like the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil.
So let me ask you.
Not going to let go of this.
Let me ask you a question. The 2,500 people that died, where's their bank account right now? Where's their car? Where's their house?
I don't know. All I know is that before the 6th of April 2020, we had 145 deaths in 13 months, which was like one death every 2 days.
That's correct. That's correct.
Less than the murder rate. And after the vaccination, well, now we have like 30 days deaths per day.
That's correct.
And as the vaccination rate goes up, the deaths going up.
That's correct.
I mean, so I don't know if science or logic or mathematics or there's anything that I mean, I learned in school, something called proportionally, related to something, and that's how things work. But
correct.
Apparently, it's like the reverse.
Yeah,
but one thing I want to leave you with, there's like a trend. They are going, I noticed before the Prime Minister would make his statement, we have a set of people come out. We had Mr. Pandey come out and talking about mandatory vaccination. Yes. We heard the guy from the Bar Association come out and say it. We heard the Chamber. We hear the Chamber of Commerce in Vancouver say it. Now we hear Farah, was his name, say it. So everybody seems as though they dictate. Then we heard Martin Daly come and say, where's the Lord? So I would expect that weekend or next 2 weeks, wherever the Prime Minister is going to probably say, the Attorney General is drafting things for mandatory vaccination. But why are they not looking at Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, and then Punjab? Those countries have, those parts of India have almost zero, and they went zero after July. They started to do their own thing. They wasn't following the WHO. And why are they not looking at Florida? Florida, where there is no mandate, the governor has the state open, right? He is against discrimination, and I would say apartheid. I would say medical apartheid. He's against that. To me, that governor is a rock star. He's a rock star. So
no, I agree with you.
Program, you have a good evening.
Thank you very much. And all the points that you have made, very valid, 100% valid and very accurate. And the figures that you gave, I remember that article very well. And the fact is that it pointed to statistics in terms of the deaths per day, etc. And what we are seeing, and everybody realize this, in Trinidad now, people not dying of heart attacks, people not dying of strokes, people not dying of cancer, everybody dying of COVID. But don't worry, by tomorrow we will hit the figure so that we could get the $85 million promised us. Let's go to our lines again. Hello?
Yeah, Inchan, good night.
Good night.
2 quick points there, Inchan. Firstly, right, I was looking at that video with Fali Augustine, right, come out and say that within the last 6 months, the THA blew out $163 million. And you say that's all the Canada account said because of the fact that they had a 6-6 deadlock, you remember, right?
Yes.
Right, and they say that they didn't have no accounting.
Accounting, correct.
Right, they had no accounting. So the PNM come now and he said, well, how it was an election year, they blew out $163 million. You understand what I'm telling you? So they waste out all the THA money now and you come in and telling them they have no money in THA right now. Right, that's the first point, right? My second point is real quick. The key Rowley, I just have a small message here. This mandatory vaccine thing you're talking about here, right? This idea you have in your head, please, keep it in your head now. Don't bring it outside into the public space because there are people outside here could read and understand. They're looking at things and they understand what's taking place around the world and in Trinidad. and we're not taking our vaccine.
That's correct.
We against this mandatory vaccine thing.
Correct, 100%.
All keep that for ourselves.
Correct, well said.
My last thing, on the same point, Sean, I see the Supermarket Association come out and saying that they don't want to part of the safe zone nonsense, right? But you know, Trinidadians and certain things, they just come out today and say they don't want to part of it, and tomorrow everybody in it. You understand what I'm saying there? And the people are calling on the government to create more safe zones. Oh God, let's take an example from the people who safe zones right now by their business falling apart, so people not supporting them.
But not only that, the safe zones not working. The people who are vaccinated are the people who spreading it. The people.
Exactly.
Think about it.
And you know, showing we are slide where the new variant only going on to fully vaccinated people.
Exactly.
So people not seeing and they can't read this thing, boy.
But this what I tell you is like, I don't know, like the COVID causing, some people brain cells to die before time. I cannot understand how people so stupid and they cannot see this, boy. Thank you very much, Colin.
I don't think it's the COVID, I think it's the vaccine, but you enjoy your night.
No, I think it's natural for some people, boy. Really, really natural. Because you can't be more, the facts can't be more plain. They can't be any more obvious. Let's take 2 more calls. Hello. All right, so let me just take a pause here. And in fact, we'll hold calls right there, right now, because really and truly, that is where we need to end off. So I just want to remind people, be safe outside there, please. At the end of the day, be safe outside there. And I am begging you, like I said before, we are doing this mammoth project, and this is something that all of you should be a part of. Get your children involved, get your mothers and fathers involved. And just to remind that caller call in and ask why Muslims always have a problem with alcohol and this and that. The fact is that I always tell people, one of the things that we must learn in this country is how to respect one another's belief, whether we agree or disagree. And for me, I am a proud Muslim. I'm also proud to say that I have helped thousands and thousands of Hindus and Christians. Up to this weekend, I met 4 women who were Christians who said that they just leave the church early to come and watch my program, and the pastor has been a part of it, and the whole church too. So the fact is that we appeal to everybody because people know where I stand. And if we do not subscribe to alcohol, because what the alcohol causes? 1, diseases. Number 2, if someone is a Muslim and they are on a board that promotes alcoholism, we have to speak out about it. We cannot stop it. But the fact is that it is our position to speak out against it because it is hypocrisy. You cannot be a Muslim and be on a board and promote that. That is rubbish. But it is your right. You could be on any board. But at the end of the day, we have a right to speak out against it. Right? And with Dr. Richards, I don't know what religion she is. I don't know what religion she's from. But the reality of it is that what she's doing is abject rubbish. And it's interesting that the Muslim Women Association has gone mute and said absolutely nothing. But that's no surprise. Asja part 2. All right, so this is where we ended off. God bless you. Have a good one. And I want you to remember to please be safe. When you go outside there, please wear on your masks. Make sure that your masks are proper fitting masks. And to your children who are outside, to the children who are outside there, respect and honor your parents. Guys, there's a video that I sent you, a TikTok video. Did you get it, Justin? I don't know if Asim sent it to you. Let me know, please. Right, good. I want you, as I end now, I want you to watch this video, right? And tell me if it does not make sense, everything that we have been telling you. Because people say, I take the this vaccine and I take that vaccine, I use Iodex and I never ask what in it. Well, Iodex never kill you. Limacol never kill you. Other vaccines never had hundreds of thousands of doctors against it. Use common sense. All right, so again, for those of you who need to contact me, my number is going up on the screen now. There's my number. It's going to be up in 2 seconds. 684-4762. That's 684-4762. You could WhatsApp me or call me tomorrow. And as I said before, I'll be down at Baraka Grounds. Bring down the family and relax in an open air environment where there is no discrimination. All right? So I look forward to seeing you there. And take a look at this video, and of course, we'll end off after that. So on behalf of all of us, excellent job done, guys. And to all of those of you who are not well, may God bring you back to good health and strength. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.
I saw this post and I had to pass it on. Of all the vaccines I have taken in my life, like tetanus, measles, mumps, polio, meningitis, TB shots, etc., never have I heard so many lies and deceptions over a vaccine that says I have to wear a mask and socially distance even when fully vaccinated, and that I could still contract or spread the virus even after being fully vaccinated.